everyone, welcome back. If you are new here, welcome. My name is Catherine and I'm a data scientist. So if you like content about data science, programming, and analytics, definitely consider subscribing. Today's video is going to be a fun one. We're not going to talk about technical skills or how to crack a data science interview.
But I wanted to share some of the life lessons that coding has taught me.
I know that it sounds pretty nerdy, but really there's a lot of wisdom in coding. And I really find that the following 5 hold in everyday life and also in technical world. So let's get started. Number 1, focus on one thing and one thing only. I feel like when I immerse myself in coding, I'm focusing on the present moment. I'm not ruminating on the past nor worrying about the future. The only thing I'm thinking about is this one problem and how to get it solved. So this is almost like meditation. I feel like that's pretty much the same in life. You know, we are juggling through life, trying to get things down all at once. And personally, I used to be so obsessed with multitasking because I thought that way I would make the most out of my time. So like,
I wanted to start a YouTube channel and then write a book and launch a data science course and travel the world all at once. So many thoughts floating over my head, and I really ended up achieving nothing.
Contrary to that, now I'm focusing on one thing. So for example, the YouTube channel for this time being. And this has made me way more productive and less anxious as well. So I find myself more willing to dedicate time and energy for a longer period of time, because this way I know I'm moving my life in the direction I want. Number 2, there's no such a thing called perfection. You just need to make a trade-off. If you've worked on the software or data science projects, you probably know that there are 3 components we need to balance out, and they are cheap, fast, and reliable. And we can only pick 2 of these 3. So for example, if we want our
Products to be reliable and fast, then we would have to pay more for good developers. But if we just want cheap and fast, then we probably don't expect it to be reliable. And then finally, if reliable and cheap is important, sometimes we're lucky enough to achieve that, but that would require more iterations and time to be invested in this.
Things are the same in life. I feel like with every situation, every little or big decisions you make, from like what to have for dinner to other decisions like what career path you would like to go for, there's just no such a perfect decision that would give you everything. After realizing this, I think I became much happier than before. Growing up, I've been a perfectionist.
Why is everything different? I want to show you how to fold the toilet paper into a point. And I do ask that when you're not using the markers, you put the caps back on them because they will dry out.
But I was unhappy because I stressed out so easily. And now I understand that perfection doesn't exist. And when I make any decisions, I stopped trying to go for the perfect or the absolute best. So I just write down all the pros and cons of each option and see which ones I need to prioritize and which ones that can be sacrificed at this moment. Number 3, go about life smarter, not harder. The more project I worked on, the more I realized that there are many ways to go about a problem. And the only difference is that some are more efficient and some are less so, right? So for example, like if you are writing a good parallel algorithm, that will be way more efficient than the traditional serial algorithm. So the best code is concise. It uses the least amount of lines to get the job done efficiently. I think that's pretty much the same in life. As I get older, I appreciate efficiency over long hours. And this is not just for work, but for other things in life as well. So I've been developing better time management skills. And every day I have a list of to-dos, although I'd really like to check them all off. But if I feel tired or not being productive at that moment, I would just take a break rather than pushing myself like I used to. And number 4, everything has a reason. If you are a data scientist or software engineer, it probably resonates with you that
Debugging is the most annoying thing in the whole programming world. And it's just a pain in the butt to go through, more than 2,000 lines of code to find that small little bug.
As I code more and get better with debugging techniques, I know that there is always a way to trace back the error all the way to its root cause. And then in order to fix this error for good, we just need to fix the root cause directly. I think a lot of times in coding, especially when we want to move things fast, we just go with some super hacky method, which works for that time being, but might cause more issues or bigger problems catching us off guard in the future. Bugs in programs are just like problems in life. Same to this debugging idea, I think it's important to face these problems rather than running away from them, because if go unattended, these problems will linger and sneak up on you later.
So I feel like I can only be happy if I solve the problem itself. So basically, I'm not trying every possible way to avoid it or running away when it really happens, right? So to me, solving problems makes me a better and more confident person, just like debugging makes you a better programmer.
Number 5, a good programmer looks both ways before crossing a one-way street. Now we're talking about error. Although it's not completely avoidable, one way to minimize it is by thinking through your project and planning for it.
I remember when I first started coding, I used to think as I code. This is fine, until suddenly I realized that something isn't right. So I just have to go back and fix that error, and now I would have to rewrite all the code after that bug. So I ended up spending a lot more hours than I should just fixing all these bugs.
And now I'm more experienced, so I tend to think and plan before I execute. Like if we are developing an analytics application, so before we start coding, we need a roadmap detailing the languages or the UI design and the delivery pipeline and all that good stuff. So we also need to think through every possible errors that we might run into and what we're going to do about those errors. So to me, in the programming world, planning is the key. The same applies in my life. My husband and I love to travel a lot, and every time before we go on a trip, we plan for it, like what places we're gonna visit or what clothes we're gonna wear. And with a plan ahead, it really saves us time and helps stretch the money as well. So we get to go all different places and taste the local food, and that really maximizes our travel experiences. And this completes the 5 things that coding has taught me about life. Have you got any other life lessons from coding? Share them in the comment section down below. I hope that this video could help you with your decision making or personal growth in general, or if it just put a smile on your face, then that's great too. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss my videos in the future. Thank you so much for watching, and see you guys pretty soon in my next video. Bye guys!